Okay, Sports Inquirer, we're here with Gabby Benda from Georgia Tech Volleyball. Just overall impressions of how the off-season went and your fall camp.
Off-season was great. We had a bunch of seniors leave, so there was only 7 people playing, but it made for a lot of competition, and it was a really hard spring as far as strength and conditioning, but we got a lot better and really tight chemistry within those 7 people returning. And then the preseason 2 weeks was awesome, also really competitive. We had, I believe, 7 new freshmen, but the chemistry again, it's really awesome. So I'm really excited about this season.
You lost a good amount of players from the team from last season, and you're bringing in the 7 freshmen officially. Mm-hmm. How have you tried to incorporate bringing those new players along while replacing the players that departed, especially some of the starters?
Yeah. I think mostly the seniors this year, me, Gabby, Sydney, and Ashley, have just stepped up a lot as far as having a strong voice on the court and really instilling belief in those freshmen. We trust you, kind of motivating them, encouraging them on the court. We play with a lot of passion, so we just make it fun for them. Because I know as a freshman, going back to my freshman year, you're nervous because it's a whole new game, and but incorporating them as far as just, letting them know that we have their backs and we trust them, and off the court we get along really well as well. So
you as a setter, you're the pilot or the quarterback of the offense, and defensive responsibilities as well. Mm-hmm. How do you get those players involved just on the court? Is just a lot of extra drilling? Do you try to work with everybody just in case they have to get into the game? How do you handle that?
Yeah, I think in practice especially, I try to mix it up a lot, just as far as reps go. Obviously when we're competing in practice, I'm strategically setting who I think is going to score at what times, but when we're just practicing in drills, just getting the repetition, we come in early sometimes and stay after and just do extra reps with those players just to get them comfortable and get the chemistry going.
Last season, the team had a very successful year, one of the most successful seasons of the past years, yet you did not make the postseason. Yeah. Have you used that as motivation, or is just something that you look back at and say that we can go try to get further this year?
Absolutely. I think when that happened, we were all together watching the NCAA bid to get in, and when our names weren't called, when Georgia Tech wasn't called, I think, I personally was surprised. I think a lot of us, especially the seniors, they were heartbroken because they were done. For those people returning, I think it really motivated us as far as having a really strong off season. And whenever things do get hard, we always kind of remind each other, we're like, hey, next time we're in that room, our name's being called and we're going. I get goosebumps talking about it because we were so close, maybe 1 game away, which goes down to 1 point, 2 points. It's just the details, so yeah.
What did you work on this offseason personally to improve in your game?
This offseason, I really just, more mental. I think, all college players are pretty strong as far as the physicalness of the sport, and everyone has talent that way. I think college, pushes you mentally. So I worked on my mental, getting ready for those new freshmen to come in and just staying mentally tough. That's what I worked on personally, yeah.
Okay, and how do you do that? Do you read some material? Do you watch video? How do you do that?
I watch a lot of video, basically just seeing what I need to work on. I watch a lot of video on other players, so professional teams. We watch a lot of the Brazil national team play. For me personally, I also have my own journal, so I journal a lot and I goal set, and I have a lot of goals for myself this year and for the team, so I'm really excited.
And this weekend you have a tournament you're hosting, 4 games in 3 days. Do you like having that many games in such a short amount of time to start the year? Do you think you'll be physically ready for that and mentally, as you mentioned?
Yeah, I'm really excited. It's my last year. I'm excited, as many opportunities as we can get to play on the court and get better as a team. I think all of us are super excited with this new group that we have coming in and really showing people what we're capable of. So I'm ready to go. Yeah.